Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all having a wonderful day so far this week. The year's flying by. We're almost done. It's amazing that we're already in September. I want to thank you all for being with us on today's call, and for those that have participated in all these workshops, we really appreciate you being here and your feedback and your questions. And so we look forward to continuing these on going forward. And so without further ado, as always, just real quick, everybody is muted. If you have any questions or things that you'd like to get resolved or interest, please go ahead and use the chat feature. We do have support staff standing by. They'll be monitoring that, answering questions as they come up. And with time allowing, we'll have some Q&A towards the end. And so with no further ado, let's go ahead and get started today. So as you can see here on the title slide, our call, we're going to be reviewing the features needed to set up and implement a text-to-win contest with the available software. Pretty straightforward. And so let's get started. So on today's agenda, we're going to look at a couple of things. One, we're going to look at a variety of entry methods, the way that people can enter these campaigns. We're going to look at the differences between contest and custom campaigns that you're going to use for a contest itself. We're going to look at creating filters, how to use those filters to collect required information and preventing multiple entries. Then we'll dive a little deeper into the selection and notification options based off of the campaign types that we've chosen. And with time allowing, we'll get to do some Q&A. So as we begin, entry methods. Our support team frequently assists clients with reconfiguring their contest campaigns when the method of entry is treated as an afterthought. And since this tends to dictate the method of entry, that is, which features and functions will work to meet the end goals of the contest, how a contact enters a program and what they are consenting to must always be kept in sight at all times. For that reason, we're going to begin here with entry methods. The triad of campaign entry are still the most favored. Top of that list, text to win. Consumers encounter signage, a print ad, or online post that contains a call to action, instructing them to text a keyword to a messaging code. Okay. They can also scan a QR code to enter the contest. Then, tried and true web forms. Consumers visit a website to complete a form, or they click a link to open a page containing the web form and complete it in order to enter the contest. And of course, the kiosk. Contacts enter their mobile number onto a kiosk in order to join. Regardless of the method of entry, the TCPA disclaimer needs to be present and conspicuous, just like they are in the samples provided. This is extremely important in general because, especially if you intend to send the entrant ongoing marketing. If that is the purpose and part of the joining the contest, then this absolutely needs to be disclosed. And since TCPA, the importance of TCPA can't be overstated, let's take a quick look at a complete disclaimer. Okay. The disclaimer must satisfy carrier and TCPA required language. Okay. And so in this case, for carrier language or campaign name, how many messages they can expect to get per month for ongoing messaging. Obviously, this is going to be more than one for the initial entry. Help stop contact information, dead rates may apply, and in particular for ongoing programs, it needs to be very clear that they are going to be getting ongoing messaging. All right, and a good sample of what that disclaimer looks like here in reference to the company name, and they agree to receive ongoing messages at the mobile number provided. Right. If you need additional references for this, you're going to find a lot of this in the knowledge base as well under mandatory required language for ongoing mobile program. So with that in our minds, let's take a look at contests and custom campaigns, how they differ and how they're similar. If you've spoken with any member of our support team about campaigns, then you've probably heard us say that 99% of the time you're going to use a custom campaign for everything you need. When it comes to contests, though, whether you use a contest campaign or a custom campaign depends largely on the method of winner selection. Okay, so these two campaign types are very similar in many ways, but they're also quite different, in particular when it comes to selection. So where they're similar is that entrants can text to win, they can complete a web form, or they can use a kiosk. Both types of campaigns can limit the number of entries that contacts can put themselves into that program. And both types of campaigns can use filters to require double opt-in, age verification, or even state abbreviation. Where they differ, though, is very significant and is generally the source of campaign confusion. So let's quickly familiarize ourselves with these. Contest campaigns award prizes to the nth entrant. Okay, this is a variable that you determine. Custom campaigns, however, are used with a separate selection method, either the random winner selector or an external random number generator. So let's take a closer look at these differences. Okay. So with contest campaign, the nth winner. In this campaign type, you have three selection options. You can choose to select your winners manually. You select from the pool of entrants, and so winner method is manual. You have auto-select the nth winner. Here, you enter a variable. In this case, we use 50, and the campaign automatically selects and notifies the winner that meets that entry criteria. And finally, every nth winner. Here, you enter the nth variable, and the campaign automatically selects and notifies each entrant that matches that nth criteria. With custom campaigns, winner selection is wholly external to the campaign itself. Okay. For this selection process, you can use our internal random winner selector found in the Mobile Tools menu, or you can use an external random number generator. Okay. We'll review all of these options more deeply after we take a brief segue in discussing how to use the campaign's opt-in filters and entry restrictions. Whether a contest set for nth winner or a custom campaign, opt-in filters will help ensure that participants meet your eligibility requirements. Okay. This can be double opt-in, age verification, state residency, which is a custom filter. And when an opt-in filter is active, only the contacts that comply with the filter are opted in to the contest itself. Okay. Due to the differences in selection methods, restricting multiple entries impacts contests and custom campaigns differently. Okay. So here is a sample of a restricted the opt-in restriction from opt-in management. Okay. Since the contest campaign for the nth winner can select winners based on a variable, people can increase their odds of winning by opting in multiple times until they hit that nth variable. If that's what you want, great, let them do it. There's no need to activate this option. If, however, this is something you want to prevent, you do not want people to join multiple times in order to hit that nth entry, then you're going to want to activate this particular opt-in management option, setting it to contest, limiting the number of times they can join in X many days with a max reach message that reiterates for them the entry rules and directs them to rules, terms, and conditions pages that you've created. For custom campaigns, using the system's random winner selector or external, multiple entries to the campaign do not necessarily increase the odds of winning. Okay? A mobile number entered one time into the campaign for a random winner selector is counted the same as a mobile number entered 100 times, no different. So this setting simply dissuades re-entries by allowing you to reiterate the entry limits. Okay? And so you use this to prevent people from thinking that their repeated entries are increasing their odds of winning. Okay? With all of that general information in mind, let's take a deeper dive into these campaigns and the selection and notification options. In contest nth winner campaigns set to manual, the 001 message confirms the entry. Okay, so this is the message they receive that confirms that their entry into the campaign. It's advised you construct this. It should include the company's name, what they're opting into, the date that the winner will be selected, and links to any of the terms and conditions, rules for the contest itself. In a manual selection for the nth winner, as said before, you're going to manually select the winner from the campaign's opt-in contacts and send that text message notifying the winner that they were selected manually. Okay. Some contests enjoy sending a consolation prize to the winners. For this type of campaign with manual, you can create a target list for the campaign opt-ins and exclude the winning mobile number that you selected. For this manual nth winning contest, you can alternatively, since this is manual, you can use the random winner selector to select and notify winners and non-winners alike. Okay. In contest nth winner campaigns, set to auto-select one nth winner. In this one, as we said before, you enter a variable, in this case 50. Here, the 001 message of the campaign not only confirms the entry, here's the before nth winner, but it also notifies the winner itself. So here's our winner message. And it also notifies late entrants that somebody has already been selected. Okay. Unlike manual, this campaign makes the selection of the winner automatically and notifies them with that text message. Again, if you wish to send a consolation text, you can create a target list for the campaign opt-ins and exclude the winning mobile. In contest nth winner, that is set to select every nth winner. Here again, you enter your variable, in this case again, 50. Okay. In this case, we have the 001 that does the same. It confirms the entry. The winner message goes out to the individual that was selected. However, since the selection process for every nth winner is dynamic, meaning every entrant that meets the 50 criteria, every 50th, 100th, 150th, and so on, that meets that criteria is selected as the winner, there is no after nth winner message that's necessary. The system does, however, require for you to put a text into the field, and so this is why I've written this here today, just to include the message. It's not going to go out because the dynamic nature of this type of campaign prevents it. Again, if you wish to send, if you wish to send a consolation to winners, you're going to want to use a target list and exclude the winning numbers that were selected. Okay. With custom campaigns, custom campaigns are fully manual. Okay. Here, the 001 message, like with the other manual campaign for contests, confirms the entry into the contest itself. However, with this one, sorry, lost my place a moment here. However, with this one, the selection process is done either with a number generator in order to select the winner, and this sample is an external. And so we just simply went into Google, typed in random number generator, and in this case, we set our minimum and maximum threshold to represent the number of contacts that have joined the campaign, and we hit generate, and it spat out number 58. And so in this case, we would go to our campaign, we would find the 58th entrant, and this would be the individual that we would select to win. And then we would send that individual the text message notifying them that they have won the contest, and then If we want to, again, send a consolation text to non-winners, we would create a target list excluding the winning number and send that information out. Now, the other option is our random winner selector. Now, the internal random winner selector is incredibly dynamic, and it's going to do a lot for you. In particular, with the random winner selector, we get the ability, not only with the 001 from the campaign to confirm entry, the random winner selector also automatically notifies the winner itself, and so we have a send winner message. It can notify the non-winners of the contest and send a consolation message like we have here. You didn't win, sorry, but here's something, as a consolation prize. And it can send an optional admin notification of winners. And so management, ownership, whoever needs to know who won the contest will receive a text message informing them that the contest is closed and who won the winning mobile number. Okay. So before we recap, let's go ahead and take a quick look at how these campaigns actually set up. So here within our sample account, we have several of these campaign types ready to go. And so as we already talked, we have our manual winner. And so let me just come in a little bit here to show you. So with our manual winner contest campaign, we have this set to manual selection. And as we saw in our sample, our 001 message confirms that they've joined the campaign. If we wish to add an opt-in filter, such as age verification, double opt-in, state of residency, we would come here to opt-in management. We would add a standard filter, okay? And our standard filters include our regular age verification as well as double opt-in, okay? Or we can create a custom filter. And with custom filters, these can be a requirement for state letters or state letters and age. And so if you want two pieces in one. Right? And so for this one, we just want to use a double opt-in. People are using a web form, and since anyone can fill out a web form, we want to make sure that the mobile number that is being entered is the one that is joining the program. And so with the double opt-in, we are going to be asking that they confirm their desire to join our contest. And so please reply to confirm your opt-in to the opt-in, and receive ongoing offers. And we add our filter, okay? How many messages they can expect to receive per month with our disclosure or disclaimer saying that they are opting into ongoing messaging. We want to make sure that this is consistent. If we said 4, this should be 4. Maximum number of attempts. How many times are you going to give an entrant the opportunity to correct a mistake they made with their original submission? Maybe they had a fat-fingered moment, something happened, they didn't type the letter Y or yes correctly, or their age, however that filter is set up. And so this will allow those additional entries. Okay. Then, if we wish to prevent multiple entries, in the case of a manual winner selector, this is not increasing the odds of entry naturally. And so we would want to set a contest restriction just to prevent them from thinking that their entries are increasing their odds of winning. And so we would set this to maybe 1 in forever, enter in a message that specifies that it's limited to 1 entry per person, and move on from there. Okay. Contacts that opt into this campaign are found here in opt-in contacts itself. And so here are 3 numbers that joined this campaign, this contest. Selection for this type of campaign is manual, as we said before. So with 3 entrants, it's easy enough. You can spot check. But of course, you can always come here and go to a random winner selector. And then for us, well, I don't know why it's not pulling up the one that I had before, but it'll allow you to enter in the number, the variable. And so in this case, 3, and so it would truly be by random. It's not by personal selection or anything, any kind of influence from the name or the number itself, or maybe the carrier. You don't like IntelliQuint. Well, Alternatively, as I said before, you can use this with a random winner selector with the manual. And so you can activate a random winner selector to draw the winners from this campaign. Okay. So here within these campaigns, again, we have the nth winner contest. Now this is a very specific auto selection. And so here, this is only one winner, and it's going to be whoever is the third. Okay, so the third entrant, we want to increase this as we naturally would. We would increase this to 50. Okay, so every 50th entrant, every 50, 100, 150, 200. Okay, so that would be on everyone. This is just one winner though, and so only the 50th. That's it. If we want to reset the count and allow the contest to run again and pick the next 50th entrant, we just click here to reset. It starts over again. You can also use this field here to see the winners that were selected for this particular campaign. Okay. As we mentioned before, the difference between these two comes here also with the interactive messages. It looks like there's only one, but technically there's actually three. When you click the edit icon for this interactive message, all three of these messages appear. And so here, this is the message that they received confirming that they've joined the campaign in the contest. The winner message, this goes out to the nth winner. In our case, the 50th entrant will receive this message confirming that they've won. Anyone who is the 51st, 52nd, and so on will receive this "you've missed it," this after nth winner message. And again, with the manual campaign setup, you can activate your opt-in filter, and you can activate opt-in management to turn your contest restriction on. In particular, with the auto select the nth winner or every nth winner, I would highly advise turning this feature on to prevent multiple entries from getting them closer towards hitting that nth number, unless that's what you're looking for. Okay. And then again, this is all automatic selection, and so the winner will be notified and selected. Okay. Consolation prizes. As I mentioned before, if you wish to send a consolation prize for this particular campaign, we would create a target list of all of these opted-in contacts minus with exclusions of the winners themselves and send that text message out. And a real quick look here at the every nth contest winner. Looks exactly the same, okay, with the exception of we've selected every nth instead of auto select the first winner. And so here, this will truly be every 50th. So every 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, and so on will be selected until we turn the campaign off. And we can use these settings here to either deactivate or end the campaign on the specific date and time. As with the auto select one nth winner, our 001 here contains 3 fields. Okay. Contains 3 fields, and so here's the message they received confirming that they've entered, the message they can receive confirming that they have won, and here, this one is not necessary after nth winner message because it continuously dynamically moves, and so this field does require text, and so you can enter it here but feel confident nothing's going to go out. And again, once again, you set your opt-in filters, turn your opt-in management on to prevent multiple entries. The other is a type of campaign that we're pretty much very familiar with. This is a custom contest campaign, a custom campaign. Looks like our standard use campaign, so we have this set to custom. Okay. In this sample, we've actually activated the extra campaign settings. Okay. And so extra campaign settings of the campaign itself, whether it's for custom or for the nth winner selector. These here will activate or deactivate a campaign on a predetermined date and time, preventing people from joining too early or prevent people from joining after the campaign is closed and giving them false hope that they're going to win something they're really not going to get. And so when you activate these extra campaign settings, please make sure that you activate your inactive message. This will send a final confirmation letting them know that the contest has ended and you can stop trying to text in. It's not that you weren't selected, it's over. and so they can prevent the use of unnecessary messages from the account. Okay. As with the others, all your contacts show here. All the opt-ins will show here inside of the campaign itself. Now, a little differently, as we mentioned with the selection, is the random winner selector. Okay, so here within the mobile tools menu, we have our random winner selector. Now, we've talked a little bit about doing external, and we've talked about just manually picking a number at random from the contact list. Okay. The random winner selector can do a lot of this for you so long as the account is set to a manual nth or is a custom campaign. And they're very easy to set up, and they're very easy to replicate. And as you saw in the previous sample on our slide, they do a lot of the communication for you. And so there's a benefit to doing this, to using the random winner selector with a contest or a custom campaign. And so let's take a look at this random winner selector that we've created. And so here we have our list of the one that we've already created for it. And as you can see under status, it's waiting for end date. This means that it has not run. It is still waiting for the selected date to end. Okay. So we have a contest name, right, that is still active and live. The campaign that it's drawing from, so anyone who is entered into this particular campaign. Here you have the option to include or exclude kiosk entries. And so entries into the kiosk on a button linked to this campaign that we've identified will be included in the selection method. Winners are choosing here at the end date, the start date, the beginning of the campaign. So this start date here looks at, this is the first date of when people can join this particular campaign. So anyone who joins on this particular date is now included into the selection pool. The end date, this is the final date for the campaign, the contest itself. So anyone that joins between 9/1 and 9/23 at 11:30 a.m. is now part of this selection pool. Okay. Number of winners, how many individuals are available to be selected. Previous winners, no exclusions. Okay, so you can exclude people who've already won a particular random winner selector, or you can exclude people who won a contest on this specific campaign, or in this case, no exclusions whatsoever. Winner message, we have this activated because we want the system to do the work for us. Tell the winner that they won. Send them a text message. Let them know what the redemption or the claiming process is. In this case, we've entered call this number and then show this text that you received to claim your prize. Okay. The non-winner message, we want people who joined and didn't win to receive a consolation prize. Why not? It helps to keep them involved, helps to keep them engaged and finding value in joining your contest going forward. And so include a consolation message. In this case, we would give them something simple, $1 percentage off as a thank you for participating. In this case, we've attached a coupon. Okay, and then we have mobile notifies. So these are those admin notifications that I mentioned before. And so the mobile numbers that are entered here will receive a text message from the system alerting them to the closing of the random winner selector and providing them with the mobile numbers of the contacts that won. When this selector is done, you will also see here how many people had joined the contest itself, the winning mobile number or numbers if you do more than one, and which entry position they were into that contest. Okay. And so if and when we wish to duplicate this, and so the duplication of the random winner selector is very simple. And so we simply come here to a existing, an active contest selector or a completed selector and click this duplicate button. When we do that, we just enter in new information. And so in this case, I'm going to enter in contest 2, the campaign, the same. Kiosk entries, do I wish to include or exclude? My start date, when do I want my contest to begin? When do I want it to end? This one is going to happen on the heels of the previous one. It'll start the next day and run until the end of the following month. Okay. When do I wish to choose the winners? I can choose now, at an end date, or in the future. Bring you here to show you in the future because there are many businesses that wish to have their contest end at midnight. That's not the ideal time to send somebody a text message letting them know they won or did not win a particular contest. And so if you have a contest that entries end at midnight, and you're using the random winner selector, set to choose the winners in the future. This will allow you to set the notification date and time to something that's a little bit more realistic and favorable to the consumer. And so in this case, the day after the contest ends on 10/25 at 9:30 a.m., the winners will be notified. Again, how many winners do we wish? Do we wish to include any exclusions? Our winner message, our non-winner message, and then again, our notification of winners here. First mobile notify, second mobile notify. Okay. With all of our pieces in play, we'll click to create this random winner selector, and now we're waiting for another one to come through. Okay. And so with that, just wanted to bring you real quick back over here just to recap of what we've looked at, because we've kind of looked at a variety of different things. Okay. So first, we're looking at entry methods: text to join, web form, kiosk. So concern yourself with how people are entering your contest, because it will help determine how which campaign you're going to need, what you're looking to get when it comes to selecting those winners. And so your campaign options, you can do a contest, an nth winner, or a custom random winner selector. Okay. And the selection method, how do you wish them to be selected? In a contest campaign nth winner, manual selected? Are you going to auto-select one nth winner and have the system send them a text? Or are you going to select every nth winner, and so every nth receives a text message? Okay. Or are you going to go custom campaign random winner selector? You're going to use our internal, or you're going to use an external number generator to select your winner itself. And with that, this is a very quick, but I think concise and streamlined explanation of how contests can be executed with the features and systems on our platform. And so with that, the initial presentation here is ready to go, and I'm finished on this end. And so I see that there was a variety of questions coming in, and so I'm going to take a look at this and turn it over. I don't know if Omer had anything that he wanted to include as he was going through.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Look at this side.
Good afternoon. Good morning. Lori, thank you for doing a wonderful job with the presentation, as always. A few questions came in here, some of which I've already addressed, but there was a question that came in around sweepstakes, and I did want to talk and clarify sweepstakes. And somebody's calling me here about an extended vehicle warranty, so I'm going to decline that call. So sweepstakes. So I asked Lori specifically to kind of hold off on talking about legality stuff, because I didn't want to clutter the conversation with discussion about the legalities of sweepstakes and text to wins and things like that. So let me just kind of keep things really simple and sweet as it pertains to contests. So number one, sweepstakes are basically considered lotteries. And what that means is every state has their own specific rules and guidelines as it relates to sweepstakes. So for the most part, the last 15 years of doing this, we've been telling our clients not to use the word sweepstakes, because that in itself adds additional scrutiny and requires you to then go and talk to different sweepstakes attorneys across different states. It's a much more intensive process to get something like that off the ground. And chances are, if you're working with a large brand, for example, we work with a lot of Coca-Cola distributors. And Coca-Cola is a large brand. They have distributors all over the country, and they're constantly running sweepstakes. Now, we're not the sweepstakes experts, but they oftentimes have all those things already in place. They have sweepstakes attorneys, and they have all the legal components to implement those types of programs. But for everybody else that doesn't have those that infrastructure, that support for the legal component of sweepstakes and the state-by-state regulation, things like that, we advise don't call it a sweepstakes. Call it a contest. Call it a text to win. And what you do, when you do that, is essentially kind of skirt all the legal ramifications of something like a sweepstakes or a lottery. So I would, if I were you, avoid using the word sweepstakes. Raffles are like a contest, right? Like if you're doing a raffle and you are collecting business cards and you're putting them in a jar and you're going to select a winner, nobody's going to come knocking on your door suing you for sweepstakes violations, right? Because you're doing a raffle. It's a contest. And I think it really comes down to the language that is used. So as long as you refer to something as a text win or a text contest or a text raffle or whatever you want to call it, just don't call it a sweepstakes, then you're good. And so that would be my general recommendation. And so if you want to have clients, there's a question here about having a client that wants to have people pay for a ticket for a chance to win a motorcycle. That sounds okay. I mean, it's a random winner selection. You call it a contest. If the client wants to be a little bit more just absolute in their approach and they want to seek guidance from an attorney, then you should definitely do that. But we're not one to give that legal advice. We're not sweepstakes attorneys, nor are we lawyers. So that's something that we definitely don't want to, point you in one direction or another. But I think the general consensus over the years is just not to call things sweepstakes and just call things text to win or contests. So I wanted to address that question. Everything else looks like it's already been kind of addressed here in the chat. And I guess if you want to have people pay for anything using any method you want, that there's really no restriction on that, whether you're using the built-in PayPal feature or some third-party payment system, then it's just really a matter of preference in terms of what channel you're using to facilitate that payment. I guess any additional questions that are really more specific in nature can be handled offline after the call with the follow-up. But I think we pretty much addressed everything that came in here. So again, I wanted to say thank you for those that are on the call today. We really appreciate you guys joining, and we hope that these are helpful and are relevant for you. And we're using our support ticket system to kind of guide the nature of these webinars and really focusing on what our clients are asking about, what are our clients having issues with, need support with, and using that to kind of guide the topics for our webinars. So hopefully you see some value in that. We'll keep them going here throughout the remainder of the year. And as always, we're always here to assist with any questions that come up. Lori, do you have anything to add here before we wrap it up?
No, sir. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. And thank you again for everybody on the call.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. We look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great rest of the day.
All right.